Hi there, I'm Lindy Witten, welcome to the studio. Today I'm just going to talk about transferring images and scaling up images and just show you one method that I use sometimes. I have a client who wants me to paint this sunset at, it's a sunset at Lake Dove, which is a real landmark here in Tasmania, a fantastic scenic spot. And I painted one of these for her son for a wedding present because that's where they were married, and now she'd like one for her home. So she wants this quite large, and the thing about painting an iconic scene is that people know what it looks like. She knows exactly what that mountain ranges look like, so I could freehand it, but what I want to do is get it exactly right for her. So what I've done is just print out on a couple of A4 sheets, divide the photo reference into a couple of different areas, print them out on A4 sheets on black and white on my printer, and then I've just, you can see here, I've just matched up, taken a landmark and matched it up. So there's a little bridge down here, you can just see it there. So I've matched up there and I've matched up the mountain range. So now what I have, just move the camera so you can see it a little bit better. Now what I have is just that part of the painting that I'm worried about getting exactly right. I've got that perfectly aligned to my sheet of paper here. I don't have to worry about doing it freehand now. So what I'm going to do is then I turn over the paper and I'll cover the whole back with charcoal. Now I could do this in pastel, charcoal, whatever I like. I don't really tend to do it in pencil, but the charcoal works really well. And what I'm doing is just taking a willow stick and rubbing it all over the back. You'll need to put this on a smooth surface, otherwise you're going to miss some of the area. So just take it right over the area that I'm interested in. I could actually rip that out of it because it makes a double thickness and then it's harder for the impression to go through it. So off I go. I've joined them together with sticky tape away from the area that I'm interested in. You can just see here I'm really scrabbling over it with the side of the stick, making a lovely thick and this will allow me to get the exact shape of the mountain. It's just one way that you can do it, and it's a very quick way. I could do the grid method, but that just takes a lot longer and it still won't give me as an exact. I also have, for very tricky things, architectural things, a projector that I'll use as well. Currently I'm having to use my son's, I've got one, but I've got it packed away, and I'm using my son's projector on his tablet, and he gets really cross with me, so I'll have to buy my own. It's a very easy way to transfer an image quickly. So now I've got that done, we'll go back to the paper, and what I'm going to do now is attach it to the paper. You could do this flat, or you can do it up that way. Either way, you want to attach it to the paper so that you can lift and make sure things are going through. So what I'm just going to use is some delicate masking tape here. And you want to position it on your paper as you want it in the photo. And I know I've measured this out, and I know that the very top of this mountain is about halfway, and that's where I want the water. So I'm just going to put on some tape here to keep it in position. I'm using this tape because I find the other masking tape, the normal masking tape, tends to rip off the surface of your paper if you're not careful. Now all that's left to do is just to trace around the edges there. I'm just using a little embossing tool, and just the round end I find gives a good mark on the paper. You can use anything, you can draw over it with a pencil, a pen, whatever you like. And I just start and trace around those edges. Now there might be some of you out there who are saying, well, that's cheating. I don't consider it cheating at all. My client wants to see this iconic mountain exactly as it is, and anything, little thing I get off, she will notice and it will affect her enjoyment of the painting. So I want it to be right for my client, and I'm not at all worried that I'm getting the basic outline. This is it's a painting, and I know drawing's part of that and getting it accurate, but that's not what will be giving me the artistic interpretation here. It will be the way I apply the pastel, so not at all worried about using some sort of means to transfer the image exactly. You want to be careful when you do it though, because whoever's taken this photo, the perspective is a bit wonky. This shed is going this way, so when I do it, I'm going to copy the shed just so I've got that in the right perspective as well. Just put in the basic lines there, and I can do the rest of it later on. And this again just helps me get it the right proportions. But I'm going to be quite careful when I do these ones because they're a little bit wonky, and I'm going to make them slightly straighter. There's the supports there, another support here, and again I'm coming down here, but I'm making it straighter. I want it straight, I don't want it wonky. And I'll just put a few guidelines there about where the tiles go. See, that's falling, but you can see as it comes off what a beautiful, clear, crisp image it leaves. So I'm just going to keep doing those. Oops, those ones. I don't mind if I make them a little bit wonky, because it's just a general guide for me for later on. So that'll be that. I know there's a bush around there. There's some straighter lines there. There's more bushes around here. And here's the other element I want to get in the right spot. It's that bridge. And I'll just put a couple of rocks in because they will give me the landmarks for the rest of the beachy area there, just to know I'm getting it right. Quickly, I'm just going to go in here with the vague outline of the edge of the thing and some of those shrubs, just getting them in the right place. And then my job will be to get the colours and the textures in that are going to make this a painterly painting. So I've got those. I'm just going to give them some more pull downs there, just to remind me which way and there's not the reason I choose black and white is there's not a lot of detail in here, and that's really helpful. Just putting in that main cloud line. I don't really need this, but I've got it here, so I'll just put in those main cloud lines as well. Okay, so then I just take it off, and there's my outline of the main elements of that painting. And I'm just going to clean up that area there where I got some charcoal I didn't want, so I just take my putty rubber and just rub it off. All those lines, there were the cloud lines. Doesn't really matter, I don't need the cloud lines. I'm just clearing up that, so I've got nice clear, and anyone would recognise that, even with that just brief line drawing, as Cradle Mountain and Lake Dove in Tasmania. Now, what I then need to go ahead and do, if I don't want to lose that as I'm working, is give it a coat with some workable fixative. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now, if I can get the lid off. So this is just a light spray over my charcoal there. So I hope you found it useful to see that there's a quick and easy method to enlarge an image and transfer it onto your working surface. See you later. Bye for now.